Hey guys, how's it going today? I am down in my basement and I'm gonna preface this video by saying that my basement is still unfinished. So keep that in mind as you see some of the background, but it is the perfect space to do some of these project videos that are a little bit messy and also be able to close the door and keep the dog out of the way of certain things so she doesn't get herself in trouble. What I wanted to show you today is my grow light system and what I have set up to do seed starting inside. It seems like no matter what I have done in the past, it has always been a challenge to be able to find the best system. And so this year I'm trying something new and I think that it's going to work really, really well. I wanted to do a really large, beautiful shelf system, and I found one that I really liked, but I just wasn't ready to pull the trigger on the investment because it was really expensive, and I wanted to try and find something that I could move around a little bit more easily or even relocate to another room without having to have several people help me, because as a single person, that's always a little bit of a challenge, is having really large furniture items or really heavy things to be able to have the flexibility to get things where you need them. And so I settled on this system and I'm really happy with it. I will link everything that I have down below, so then that way if you want to go and find the same items and use them in your space, then you can. And I will say that right now is the perfect time to get started with your seeds regardless of what region you're in. It seems like everybody's kind of in that mood already. It's currently mid-February. I'm in zone 5B/6A. It seems like I've traditionally been in 6A, but it seems like they're kind of adjusting our zone right here in Kansas City. So some years were colder, some years were a little bit warmer. This year we're definitely colder, but you know, next year we may be warmer, and classically for the last several years, with the exception of last year, we were a little bit warmer. So I'm starting a little bit earlier on some of my seeds that are a little bit longer, and I'm gonna wait on some of the others, which stay tuned for those videos that are upcoming. But let me show you what the system is behind me, so then that way you can decide if this is something that you want to get for yourself. So this system is actually two sets of grow lights that are daisy chained together. It's made by Hydro Planet, as you can see right here on the logo. I got these on Amazon. And they have different sizes, so you may not need exactly what I have. This particular lamp, actually both of these particular lamps, have 8 T5 bulbs. It did come with everything included except for the hooks that I needed to put them into the ceiling, so then that way I could hang them. But if you had something else already existing, then you could probably hang this from like a shop light hanger, or you could possibly even mount these to a really, really sturdy shelf system. So far they seem to be holding up really well. These have been up here for several hours already. Nothing's gone out. The bulbs went in super easy and nothing's been flickering once I got everything locked in the way that it's supposed to. Now, they do seem to be letting off a fair amount of heat. So you'll notice on the table that I have some seed starting mats. I use these for peppers and other plants that need to be just a little bit warmer for germination. But I'm almost wondering if I even need them, because these are letting off a fair amount of warmth, even though they're about 4.5 feet above the table right here. Now they are on a pulley system. It comes with the pulleys, which is wonderful. They are on this kind of canvas rope here, and I think that I might upgrade this to be a little bit stronger here in a couple of weeks, depending on how it goes. Something that's a little bit more durable, long lasting, but for right now they seem to be doing pretty okay. So here you can see I've got one on and then I've got one that is off, and this is where they daisy chain together. So one can connect right over into here, excuse me. There's a plug-in on the corner of each. So if you have a really long room and you are planning on doing a lot of these, like I could extend this out to the entire length of my basement if I wanted to and had the space to do that. Or you could spread them out even, you know, width-wise, depending on how you wanted to do it. I will put the measurements up here on the screen. I don't remember right offhand what the measurements of the actual lamps are, the whole system, but then that way you have an idea of what the size is if you wanted to put them up over a table, or you know, if you wanted to put them over your floor or something like that, depending on where it makes sense for your space. So if you're starting out and this is your very first year and you don't have the space or maybe the budget set aside for something that is as large as these, then let me show you what I've done in the past, which has been successful. So or if you only want to start just a couple of things rather than a whole garden full of things, maybe you just want to start one or two, like a tomato and a pepper and a couple herbs. Let me show you what I used before. So these are just little clamp shop lights and they're really inexpensive. You can get these for somewhere between, I think, $5 and $10 each. So, and they do a pretty good job. They're reflective on the inside, so they will give off a pretty good amount of light. And I put a grow bulb inside of them. And the one that I've used and had a lot of success on is these Miracle LED Absolute Daylight Spectrum grow lights. And you can get these on Amazon. They are really, really great for something that is just like this. Now, the one thing that I will say is you do have to keep them really close to your plants. You're going to have that with pretty much any grow light, but these especially, they don't give off near the power that you're going to get out of a T5 bulb, but they do a really good job if you just want to start just a few plants, or say for instance you have a succulent inside that is just kind of struggling, not getting enough light, and it needs a little bit more if you've got kind of a dark spot in your room but you like it there. These I found I like a lot better doing it this way. Now, it's not necessarily the prettiest way to do it, but this is going to be very inexpensive. The other thing that I do like about these particular bulbs is that they fit into a standard lamp. So if you do have a pretty lamp, like a pretty desk lamp, then you can go ahead and use these, which is what is actually in this particular lamp, in a standard desk lamp. And that works really, really well. So if you've got something in your office that just needs a little boost, that'll work really well. Now, this particular bulb, this is a different kind of bulb. And this is one of those multicolored ones that will give off kind of a purpley hue. And, you know, I switched it out for these simply because I didn't feel like I got enough output with this for seedlings. Now, if you wanted to do something where you're just trying to grow maybe African violets or something like that inside that needs a little bit more light than where you've got it, but it doesn't need a whole lot, then this might be better for you. But I wasn't really impressed with these kind of multicolored lights that are like this. And I felt like I was more successful with something like this that is a standard grow light that's full spectrum. Now, when you go and you look for small bulbs like this, you're going to notice that there are a lot of different varieties out there. You're going to notice that there is a purple, a blue, a red, and then you're going to have your white light like this. And each one of them do different things. And there's a lot of information out there online about, you know, one is good for foliage, one is good for flowers, and you can get into all of those different things depending on what you're growing if you want to. Say for instance you've got a plant that you just want to get to flower and you can't inside, then go for a bulb that does that more exclusively. It's based on the spectrum of light that it's giving off. Personally, I like to keep it simple and just go with a straight white light full spectrum bulb, and it's always worked pretty well. It's always worked really well for me. So this is going to be a lot cheaper and really easy to get started. I don't want anybody to feel like they can't get started just because they don't have the space or the budget for something that is as big as these. But this will do a great job, and it's really nice because the clamp you can just attach to a cupboard, which I have done a lot, or a cabinet or a dresser or anything like that, or even a broomstick in a pot will do a really good job for you. So that is what I have for you guys today. Be on the lookout for more videos for seed starting. As you can see, I've got a whole bunch of stuff set out. I'm getting ready, and I am excited for this grow season. I know that a lot of you are also looking forward to all of these things, and I hope that you will subscribe. I hope that you'll tell your friends to subscribe if they haven't already, and let them know that we're going to be doing some really fun things this year. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.